to everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Join the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It is Monday and just starting the week, September the 9th. We're going to, as you see on the title, we're going to go through your favorite vice president of the United States finally released her policies. Excuse me. So we're going to go through it, see what's there, right, in real time. See if anything interests you, something you may like. You know, I don't know if you want to vote for her or not. I don't know. I'm just talking just objectively, not saying much more than that. Hope your weekend was good. Mine was cool and everything. You know, of course, I did my stream Saturday, but you know, we in the family went seen they just released a new version of Beetlejuice. So I don't know if you remember that movie Beetlejuice. You know, Michael Keaton is back in it playing Beetlejuice again. It actually was funny. I enjoyed it. So it was family friendly. It didn't have nothing nasty or nothing like that in there. So yeah, if you want to check out, maybe a movie on the weekend or something, with the family, you can bring the kids too. You can check that out. Also, I seen it come across the wire today. Our great brother, James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones had passed away at the age of 93, ladies and gentlemen, 93 years old. That brother, iconic voice, of course, the voice of Darth Vader, that we all know. Like this one.
Have you come to destroy me?
Darth Vader, he's done Mufasa. He's been around a very long time. And I think about that brother's life and what he's seen in his 93 years. But today, black folks not even living to 93. Black folks are passing away in their 30s and 40s. They were saying that a lot of black folks today are living slave lifespans, but yet we're not on the plantation. So we need to really refigure out what's going on, because we should be living to our 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, right? So let's look more into that. But outside our great brother James Earl Jones becoming an ancestor now and all of that, just make sure that, hey, if you're going on the trip with us to Ethiopia, make sure, like I said, keep up with that, your payments, if you pay the deposit and all that. Definitely like to see y'all in March. Also appreciate everybody that took advantage of the back to school promotion. I think that'll be ending tomorrow. Back to school promotion for the 1 year on the app. A lot of people have taken advantage of that. And understand the app is, our support system where we can, say different the things we like to say, certain programming we're going to be producing there. Just after we get through this little patch we're trying to get through right now. I saw your girl, I think on X, was your girl Candace Owens. They didn't gave her a strike and demonetized her, but she was on there, speaking. And I think her interview with Kanye did it. And Kanye was, saying all kind of, things about the Jewish community. But this is the thing. I focus on black people. I don't focus on nobody else. People's complaining, but, at the end of the day, it's their platform. If they don't want you talking about certain things, they don't want you saying certain things, certain words, whatever, you have to follow their rules. It is what it is. That's why we have the African Diaspora News Channel app, because we keep, promoting that and keep pushing that, because if we can get to our 10,000 members, hey, but even on our own, I'm still going to keep a certain decorum, right? Just because you are on your own doesn't mean you go crazy and just, but that's not what we do here anyway. But certain stories we can't cover here, certain opinions we can't have here, because this is their platform, and I respect that. But on our platform, we can have certain opinions, certain live streams I've done on there I wouldn't have done here on YouTube. I say I'm not doing that on YouTube because I already know where that's going to go. You understand? So we always looking to make sure, follow the rules. That's just kind of thing, the other thing you can do. Having your own is always a beautiful thing. So that's why, like I said, we got all these people that be watching. If everybody was there, at least we can get 10,000 people there. Oh, we in business now. We really in business. We can produce so many more shows. And it's a lot of documentaries I want to be producing too. And documentaries that go right to the app, right? Not nothing I want to do a big crowdfunding for it. No. I don't do all that. I want to just have our members that support the app. We produce documentary shows, whatever, and we fill it up on the app and you just watch it over there. That's kind of where we want to go. So definitely appreciate everybody who supporting us on the app, who've been supporting us for a while. So yeah. Thank you for doing that. Or just join yesterday. Just join today. Thank you for that, because it's definitely greatly, greatly appreciated. So we definitely gonna get to everything that we need to get to tonight for sure. Tomorrow night, of course, we got the debate. So tomorrow night's show will get cut a little shorter than we normally would do it. Just so I can get off of here, y'all can get off of here and check out the debate, because I want to make sure I watch that in real time. And then we'll probably the next day we'll give a synopsis of that, right? So, all right. So let's start off the week right. With Super Mayor, and then let's go on and get started.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. If you ain't singing that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You're out of order.
You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her. Remove her. That's what all the hate is all about. It's all about your super mayor became too powerful too quick. So rare, so unique, and that's why everybody got power. It's all about control. And I stand in the fight because I want the boys and girls of the next generation to see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred unscathed. At the end of the day, God gives the test to his strongest soldiers. Throughout all the controversy, throughout all the drama, all the naysayers, all the haters, and I see some of y'all in the line. Let me flip the camera around so you can see them in the line. Whoop, there she go. Look, right there, right there. Whoop, that part. But they'll tell you that. Then they get in a little hate group. But you in my line getting food, your kids out here bouncing in the bouncy house, you on the skate rink, all that. To actually stand in a fire while doing it, and guess what? Doing good and looking good too at the same time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your super mayor, definitely. So we go ahead on and get started. All right, we ringing the bell. Class in session. Make sure you get your notepad and participate in class. If we are asked, those of you sitting in the back, leave the Elmer's glue alone, please. That's not to be put on your hands or sniffed. There's chemicals in that. All right. So let's do our one thing we got to do real quick. Don't take long. Let me go to this website right here. We got 2 websites to show you real quick. In the beginning, where we at? Hold on. Definitely in the spirit of what we're talking about tonight, go to vote.gov. Vote.gov. Get registered to vote. You cannot participate in the election if you do not register yourself to vote. Update your information, all of that. Go to vote.gov. It's very, very important. As you can see, it's an official website of the United States government. And the other thing that you need to do is go to travel.state.gov and get yourself a U.S. passport. What is the reason for you not to have a U.S. passport? I don't know. You should be able to travel all over the world if you so choose to, even if you haven't made a plan to travel throughout the world. Go to travel.state.gov. Go ahead on and get down and get your passport. That's very, very important. So one day you can go somewhere, maybe a cruise or wherever else you need to go, but you ain't not going to be able to do it without a passport. So get one, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's go on and go to the website that all of you have been waiting for. The website for your favorite vice president in the entire multiverse, actually. Boom, there it is. Harris-Walz. I mean, look at your vice president. She is so happy, y'all. She happy. She's going to bring you so much joy if she get elected. According to what Democrats are saying, she's going to bring you joy. And I guess that's all you need is joy. I guess she took the place of God and trying to give you unspeakable joy. Okay. All right. So, a new way forward. All right, let's get into it. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are fighting for a new way forward that protects our fundamental freedoms, strengthens our democracy, and ensures every person has the opportunity to not just get by, but get ahead. Put y'all in office, though, and we're struggling. Okay. Let me get through it. As a prosecutor, Attorney General, Senator, and now Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris always stood up for the people against predators, scammers, and powerful interests. She promised to be a president for all Americans, a president who unites us around our highest aspirations, and a president who always fights for the American people. From the courthouse to the White House, that has been her life's work. Locking black people. Okay, you lock black people up. I'm just reading this. Let me go through. Building an opportunity economy and lower costs for families. Okay, this is the first bullet point. As a Vice President Harris grew up in a middle-class home as the daughter of a working mom. She believes that when the middle class is strong, America is strong. That's why as President, Kamala Harris will create an opportunity economy where everyone has a chance to compete and a chance to succeed. whether they live in a rural area, small town, or big city. Vice President Kamala Harris has made clear that building of the middle class will be a defining goal of her presidency. He said that's why she would make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans. As president, she will fight to cut taxes for more than 100 million working and middle-class families, of course, Americans, while lowering the cost of everyday needs like healthcare, housing, and groceries. Why aren't y'all doing that now? You do understand she's the incumbent. She's in office now. Trump is not in office, but she is. Okay, but let's go. She would bring together organized labor, and workers, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and American companies to create good-paying jobs, grow the economy, and ensure that America continues to lead the world. Why aren't we doing that now? I'm going to keep asking that question. All right, cut taxes for middle-class families. Here we go. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz believe that working families deserve a break. That's why under their plan, more than 100 million working and middle-class Americans will get a tax cut. They would do this by restoring 2 tax cuts designed to help the middle class and working Americans, the child tax credit and the earned income credit. They say through these 2 programs, millions of Americans, get to keep more of their hard-earned income. They will expand the child tax credit to provide a $6,000 tax cut to families with newborn children. They believe no child in America should live in poverty, and these actions would have a historic impact. Unlike Donald Trump, why are you mentioning Trump? Just say what you gonna do, sis. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are committed to ensuring no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay more than taxes. That's the same thing that Biden said. So this is a continuation of what Biden was already saying. And you see how that went. How many people, when they filed their taxes, this year, they was talking about how much they owed in taxes and they weren't even making $400,000 a year, but okay. And so they believe that we need to chart a new way forward by making our tax system fairer and prioritizing investment and innovation. They will ensure the wealthiest Americans and the large corporations pay their fair share. You didn't do that to your own administration. They're not paying anything. So we could take action to build up the middle class while reducing the deficit. This includes rolling back the Trump tax cuts for wealthiest Americans, enacting a billionaire minimum tax, quadrupling the tax on stock buybacks. What? Quadrupling the tax? And other reforms to ensure the very wealthy are playing by the same rules as the middle class. Under her plan, the tax rate on long-term capital gains for those earning $1 million a year or more would be 28%, because when the government encourages investment, it leads to broad-based economic growth and creates jobs, which makes our economy stronger. Oh, no. Let me tell y'all real quick, and I'm in business. The lower the tax rate, the more money you can keep. The more money you can keep, you can give raises, or you can hire more people. The more taxes you're paying, the more you're going to have to cut back payroll. Payroll is going to be your highest thing you're going to pay in business, the highest. So when you get a tax cut in business, and when she's saying more than $1 million, listen. They said they wanted to hire all those IRS agents to go after the rich, and a lot of regular people are getting audited. Not people who's making $400,000. I'm telling you, I don't like that. Already, I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. All right. Make rent affordable and home ownership more attainable. Let's see how she going to do this. I'm very curious because I haven't read this thoroughly. I'm reading it with y'all. Vice President Harris has always stood up for renters and homeowners as Attorney General of California. She took on the big banks to deliver $20 billion for the middle-class families who face foreclosure and help pass a homeowner bill of rights on the first of its kind in the nation. Vice President Harris knows that a home is more than a house. It represents financial security and an opportunity to build intergenerational wealth. But for too many Americans, homeownership is too far out of reach. Vice President Harris has put forward a comprehensive plan to build 3 million more rental units. That's a problem. Oh, why rental units? No, single-family homes. But let's continue. Rental units and homes that are affordable to end the national housing supply crisis in her first term. And she will cut red tape to make sure we build more housing faster and penalize firms that hoard available homes to drive up prices for local home buyers. That's not the problem, but let me get into this. For Vice President Harris knows rent is too high and will sign legislation to outlaw new forms of price fixing by corporate landlords. It said, as for new homes are built and affordable housing supply increases, Vice President Harris will provide first-time home buyers with up to $25,000. It said to help with the down payments, with more generous support for first-generation homeowners. This will help more Americans experience the pride of home ownership and the financial security that it represents and brings, offering more Americans a path to the middle class and economic security. Here's the problem with this. You build those homes, what are you going to do about private equity scooping up all those homes? That's the problem right now. Private equity are buying up single-family homes, and they're putting them to rent, creating more of a housing crisis. If you're going to do this, then you need to put down in legislation that private equity cannot buy residential property. They can only buy commercial. Now, they want to build all the commercial property, knock yourself out. But when it comes to residential single-family homes, they should not be able to buy that. But she's not saying that either. And her hubby, Doug, is in a real estate like that and tied to private equity too. Okay, just want to put that out there. All right, grow small businesses and invest in entrepreneurs. It's the next one that she says she's going to do. Now, of course, she said that that small businesses is in neighborhood shops, high-tech startups, small manufacturing, more the ends of the economy. Just as she did as Senator and Vice President, Kamala Harris will always support small businesses and invest in entrepreneurs as president. Now, she's led the Biden-Harris administration's effort to increase access to capital for small businesses and bring venture capital to parts of middle America that have far too long been overlooked, driving a record of 19 million new business applications, tripling the SBA's lending to black-owned businesses, and more than doubling small dollar lending to Latino and women-owned businesses. Okay. Women could mean anybody. It says she has also championed expanding federal contracts for minority-owned small business. We already know about that word minority. As part of her opportunity economy agenda, she has put forward a plan to help small businesses and entrepreneurs innovate and grow. She has set an ambitious goal of 25 million new business applications by the end of her first term. First term over 10 million more than Trump saw during his term. To achieve this, she will expand the startup expense tax deduction for new businesses from $5,000 to $50,000 and take on everyday obstacles and red tape that can make it harder for small business. Will make it harder for the grow small business. She will drive venture capital to the talent that exists all across our country in rural areas and increase the federal contract dollars going to small businesses. Okay, that was she could say. If you're in them circles, I guess. Take on bad actors and bring down costs. Okay, what's she going to do there? Now, as Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris, she says she took on the banks and delivered, and all that. Fine. Now, it says President, she will direct her administration to crack down on anti-competitive practices that let big corporations jack up prices and undermine the competition that allows all businesses to thrive while keeping prices low for consumers. And she will go after bad actors who exploit an emergency to rip off consumers by calling for the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on food and groceries. Which will build the anti-price gouging statutes already in place in 37 states. Just as she did as vice president, she will take on big pharma to lower drug prices and cap insulin costs, not just for seniors, but for all Americans. She'll keep fighting to bring down prescription drug costs by taking on pharmacy middlemen who raise consumer prices for their own gain and squeeze independent pharmacists' profits. How are you going to do that when you're funded by a lot of these people? Just curious. Okay, she's going to strengthen and bring down the cost of health care. How are you going to do that? That's interesting. She said that, of course, she fought against Donald Trump and them trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And she said that making affordable health care a right, not a privilege, by expanding and strengthening the Affordable Care Act and making permanent the Biden-Harris tax credit enhancements that are lowering health care premiums by an average of $800 a year for millions of Americans. I don't know where that comes from because I haven't seen it. I've seen my stuff go up big time. It says she built on the Biden-Harris success in bringing down the cost of life-saving prescription drugs for Medicare beneficiaries by extending the $35 cap on insulin and the $2,000 cap on out-of-pocket spending for seniors to all Americans. Then she's talking about the Inflation Reduction Act, because I don't want to get too monotonous on this stuff. She's talking about lowering the prices. Talking about here. She announced medical debt, will be removed from credit reports. Okay, I mean I look at that as a good thing. Help cancel $7 billion of medical debt for 3 million Americans. As president, she'll work with states to cancel medical debt for even more Americans. It's saying Vice President Harris has led the administrative efforts to combat maternal mortality. Women are dying, from childbirth at higher rates in any other development country. Actually, it's black women, but I don't know why you said women. The Vice President called on the states to extend Medicaid postpartum coverage from 2 months to 12. 46 states do so, up to just 3 near the administration's start. I mean, so far, I'm not impressed. I'll be honest with you. I'm not impressed so far. Protect and strengthen Social Security. So much she'll protect Social Security and Medicaid. Relentless attacks from Donald Trump and his extreme allies. She will strengthen Social Security and Medicare for the long haul, but making millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share in taxes. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You've been in there 3.5 years and you ain't made them do it. No, you're not. It says she will fight to ensure that Americans can count on getting the benefits they earn. Let me tell you something about them millionaires and billionaires. If she really can enact some taxes on them, they'll just move. They'll move out this country and move their money too. Them people got money. They ain't got to put up with that. Y'all really don't know how the rich people move. Them rich people got several passports. Like they'll leave. They'll go to the other country they got a citizenship in. They ain't got to put up with her. All them. Support American innovation and workers. Okay, let's see how you gonna do that. Because with all the migrants, how you gonna do that? I'm curious. So working with Biden, Vice President Harris helped pass landmark legislation, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act, and the American Rescue Plan, which things that actually drove up inflation. That supported more than 6,000 infrastructure projects, and I haven't really seen them, nor has I seen the jobs come from them. Spurred more than $900 billion in private sector investments and double investments, talking about the construction, Okay, fine. As president, she'll be on that, ensure the industries, the workers thrive. I'm just kind of skimming through it because I want to make sure we stay within our limits here. She'll also fight for unions because Vice President pro-labor. Okay. I'm going through here. You're talking about you're going to sign landmark pro-union legislation, including the PRO Act, to support workers who choose to organize and bargain, and the public service freedom to negotiate, to make the freedom for public service workers form unions the law of the land. How are you going to do that in right-to-work states, though? Because right-to-work states, that's going to be your challenge, the right-to-work states. It said during her leadership as vice president, unions representing those from auto workers. And then there's the thing, too. See, y'all not counting on all the migrants that you brought in. See, the migrants is not going to talk about no unions. So what's going to end up happening, the moment we start talking about the union, they're going to fire all y'all, and they're going to bring the migrants in there, and they're going to do the jobs. They're not going to talk about no union. They just want the job. See, Vice President Harris about to get y'all fired. Keep on. Let her do that. Let her do that union law. Watch how many of y'all get fired. You'll see. All right. Provide a pathway to the middle class through quality, affordable education. So she says she will fight to ensure parents can afford high-quality child care and preschool for children. She will strengthen public education and training as a pathway to the middle class. And she'll continue to work to end unreasonable burden, of student loan debt. So basically, we're getting a continuation of the Biden policies from what I'm hearing. And the fight to make higher education more affordable. But when they say affordable, they never give you a dollar amount. They always say affordable. What is affordable? It says so the college can be a ticket to the middle class. To date, Vice President Harris have helped deliver large investment in public education in American history, provided $170 billion in student debt relief for almost 5 million borrowers, and delivered record investment in HBCUs, tribal colleges, Hispanic serving institutions, and other minority serving institutions. She helps students afford college by increasing the maximum Pell Grant award by $900. largest increase in more than a decade. She's implemented policies that led to 1 million registered apprentices hired. Now, see, this is what I would have rather. Instead of college, I would rather more investment in the skilled trades. That's what I would want. If it had to be me, I would invest more in that. Okay. Investment in affordable child care and long-term care. You know, we getting there. Just give me a minute. Cast aside and vote on the American Rescue Plan, which brought up inflation. It said which made historic investments in the care economy. As president, she would fight to lower costs for American families, including by expanding high-quality home care services for seniors and people with disabilities, ensuring hardworking families can afford high-quality care, all while ensuring that care workers are paid a living wage, and treated with dignity and respect they deserve. How are you going to force somebody to pay anybody a particular wage unless you mandate something at the federal level? Lower energy costs and tackle the climate crisis. Oh, no, I'm an energy guy, so let's look at this. So, it's a vice president, Attorney General Kamala won $10 million settlement against big oil and held polluters, hold polluters accountable. As vice president, she cast a tie-breaking vote to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, which brought up the inflation. It said largest investment in climate action in history. The historic work in lowering household energy costs. What? Creating hundreds of thousands of high-quality clean energy jobs and building a thriving clean energy economy, all while ensuring America's energy security and independence with record energy production. What are y'all talking about? Our prices went through the roof. Y'all shut down the Keystone Pipeline, which was helping bring energy down, costs down. What y'all? Okay. As president, she will unite Americans to tackle the climate crisis. She builds on this historic work, advance environmental justice, whatever that means, and protect public lands and public health, increase resilience to climate disasters. And she's going on and on and on and on and on. Why didn't you do it now? That's a question I want to know. You could have did this now. That way you could point to, hey, I did this, and this. But yeah, you're saying what you're going to do, but you had 3.5 years, ma'am. As Vice President said, the International Climate Conference, COP28, says she knows that meeting the global challenge will require global cooperation, and she is committed to continuing and building upon the United States international climate leadership. Okay. Now, look, here we go right here with the disinformation. Trump's Project 2025 agenda. Donald Trump does not have a Project 2025. That is the Heritage Foundation. Why y'all keep putting this on here? But y'all, the people that always talk about disinformation. It said Vice President Harris' lowering cost agenda is stark contrast to Donald Trump's plans to jack up prices, weaken the middle class, cut Social Security and Medicare, eliminate the Department of Education. That's not on his website. And programs like Head Start and end the Affordable Care Act. Project 20 would give him unprecedented control to implement his destructive agenda, including another handout to his billionaire friends and corporations. His plans would increase costs for families by at least $3,900 a year by slapping a Trump sales tax on imported everyday goods that American families rely on. You mean talking about tariffs that he's talking about levying against certain countries, like gas, food, clothing, medicine? So they would raise rents, and $1,200 a year to the typical American mortgage. People's mortgages are going up now. What are you talking about? People all over TikTok crying about they can't afford their homes anymore because their mortgage rates keep going up. Like, I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay. Trump asked big oil executives to give his campaign money so he could roll back regulations and cut taxes for big oil to boost their profits. Well, as a person that worked in the oil and gas industry for about 22 years, I can tell you certain regulations slow down work. Believe it or not, it do. So it's not about so much profit, it's about production. Of course, profit is going to be made, but I would prefer to produce quicker than just having to stall for a month or 2 months playing around with a regulation. It said Trump's economic plans would trigger, a recession by mid-2025. We are already in a light recession now. It say cost America over 3 million jobs. Oh no, them jobs won't go away because them corporations are going to start laying off Americans, and they're going to hire our new friends, a lot of the migrants, okay? Threaten hundreds of thousands of clean energy jobs, increase the debt They say by over $5 trillion, send inflation skyrocketing. It's already skyrocketed. They say and hurt everyone but the richest Americans. Okay, so that's the first section, ladies and gentlemen. The first section. All right. I don't know how y'all feel about some of this stuff. You say, all right. The only thing we don't have is her laugh on here. All right, so she gonna safeguard our fundamental freedoms. What is that? She gonna fight for the future. It say also fight for freedom in this election. Many fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to make your own choice about your body. Without government interference. The freedom to love. You say who you love openly, and with pride. Okay, we know who she's talking about. And the freedom that unlocks all others, the freedom to vote. Okay. Restore and protect reproductive freedoms. Let's go there. She talks about, the Supreme Court, and the ones he picked. Talking about since Roe v. Wade was overturned by the president has driven the administration's strategy to defend reproductive freedom. I don't know why y'all call it reproductive when you are doing what you're doing in the womb. It's saying safeguard the privacy of patients and providers. That Governor Tim Walz, led Minnesota to become the first state to pass a law protecting women's right to choose. Following the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Vice President Harris has traveled America and heard stories of women hurt by Trump abortion bans. He didn't do an abortion ban. They returned it to the states, and some states voted for it, and they have it in their states. Even red states have voted for it. Stories of couples just trying to grow their family cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Trump's actually support IVF. That's what I heard. Stories and he actually wants the government to pay for it, from what he recently said. Stories of women miscarrying in parking lots, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever have children again, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for patients. As president, she would never allow a national abortion ban to become law. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, she will sign it. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Protect civil rights and freedoms. Black people, pay attention. Okay, so she believed, they said, many fundamental freedoms are at stake in this election. They will fight to ensure Americans have the opportunity to participate in our democracy by passing the John Lewis Voting Rights and the Freedom to Vote Acts, laws that will enshrine voting right protections and expand vote by mail. Expand vote by mail. Okay. And early voting and more. I don't need to go there about that part of it, right? Her administration will also continue to protect Americans from discrimination, building on her work to secure $2 billion in funding for the offices of civil rights across the federal government. And as president, she will always defend the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. Now that's in the civil rights section, y'all. And you know what she's talking about when she says that. In 2004, she officiated some of the nation's first same-sex marriages, and as Attorney General, she refused to defend California's anti-marriage equality statewide referendum. As president, she'll fight to pass the Equality Act to enshrine anti-discrimination protections for the LGBTQI+ Americans in healthcare, housing, education, and discrimination. So basically what she wants to do is she wants to give them an LGBT hate crime bill. That's basically what she's saying here. Anti-discrimination, she wants to give them specifically a hate crime bill. I'm just reading what she put. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. I'm not doing nothing. I'm taking it from their website. That's the beauty about us over here. We go right to the text. Now, they say Donald Trump is a threat to our fundamental rights and freedoms. And no, she didn't mention nothing about black people. I want you to pay attention to that. Ski-wee. It's a threat to our fundamental rights and freedoms. He brags that he proudly responsible for handpicking Supreme Court justice who overturned Roe, unleashing Trump abortion bans in states across the country. That's not what happened. The Supreme Court basically said it is returned to the states. But okay, I mean, y'all, I don't know why y'all keep lying. Putting women's lives at risk and threatening doctors and other health providers with jail time. He said there should be punishment for women who have an abortion and called abortion bans a beautiful thing to watch. And say, why they keep lying? If it was true, I was like, yeah, he said that. But no, that's not true. It's if elected, Trump will ban abortion nationwide, restrict access to birth control, force states, they say, to report on women's miscarriages and abortions, and jeopardize its access to IVF. Man, they align this dude. Trump and his allies continue to demonize and attack the LGBTQI plus individuals and families. His project is the Heritage Foundation, not his. Project 2025 agenda will eliminate federal rules to protect the LGBTQI plus Americans from discrimination. And Trump is directly attacking a bedrock of our democracy, the right to vote. His basis claims of a stolen election in 2020 inspire states to slash voter protections and purge their voter rolls. You know, so, okay. Now, ensuring safety and justice for all. Okay. So y'all seeing this, right? Yeah. Hey, y'all, we just going through it, not making nothing up. All right. So they're going to make our community safer from gun violence and crime, but yet they're not doing it now. Okay. So she talked about her time as a district attorney, how she raised conviction rates of violent offenders, including gang members, gun felons, and domestic abusers. And she says Attorney General say Vice President Harris built on this record, removing 1,200 illegal guns from the streets of California and prosecuting some of the toughest transnational criminal organizations in the world. So in the White House, it said Harris helped deliver the largest investment in public safety ever, investing $15 billion in supporting local law enforcement and community safety programs across 1,000 cities, towns, and counties. Okay, so basically what she's saying here, I'm funding the police, and while I was in office for 3.5 years, I funded the police. Well, you remember when Biden said in that State of the Union speech, we're going to fund the police, we're going to fund them, and fund them. So basically she's saying, I'm going to fund the police. Okay, all right, that's cool. They said Biden and Harris encouraged bipartisan cooperation to pass the first major gun safety law in 30 years, which included record funding to hire and train 14,000 mental health professionals for our schools. And yeah, how's that's going? What we saw in Georgia the other day. It say as head of the first ever White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, she spearheaded policies to expand background checks and close the gun show loophole. Under her and Biden's leadership, violent crime is at a 50-year low, with the largest single drop in murders ever. As president, she won't stop fighting so that Americans can have the freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. She'll ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, require universal background checks, and support red flag laws that keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people. You know all those people in the streets that got switches? That's illegal. That's completely illegal. You're not supposed to have that, and yet they got it. So how are you going to stop people from getting those weapons illegally? I'm just saying now the switch is basically turning a gun into a fully automatic instead of a semi-automatic. And that's illegal. If they catch you with that, you out of here. She will also continue to invest in funding law enforcement. Look at that. She's saying it again. To invest in funding law enforcement, including hiring and training officers and people that support them. And build upon the gun violence prevention. So all this is about funding the police right here. Okay, cool. Secure our border and fix our broken immigration system. No, Jesus. No, she didn't say this. No, you didn't say this on this. Oh God. So let's read this. They believe in tough, smart solutions to secure the border. You are the border czar, ma'am. What did you secure? It said keep communities safe and reform our broken immigration system. Attorney General of California, Vice President Harris went after international drug gangs, human traffickers, and cartels that smuggle guns, drugs, and human beings across the U.S.-Mexico border. As Vice President, she supported the bipartisan border security bill, the strongest reform in decades. The legislation would have deployed more detection technology to intercept fentanyl and other drugs, and added 1,500 border security agents to protect our border. After Donald Trump killed the border deal, for his political gain, she and Biden took action on their own, and now border crossings are at the lowest level in 4 years. So according to you, Trump got more stroke than you, and you, the vice president and the president, he has more stroke. It says a lot about what people think about you. The administration is seizing record amount of fentanyl and secured funding, the most significant increase in border agents in 10 years. No, when y'all got rid of the Remain in Mexico policy, that's what created the problem. And that's coming from people I know that work on the border. It said, as president, she will bring back the bipartisan border security bill and sign it into law. It said, and at the same time, she knows our immigration system is broken and needs comprehensive reform that includes strong border security and an earned pathway to citizenship. Okay, right here is dog whistle to amnesty. That's a dog whistle for amnesty. And Nancy Pelosi recently said on Bill Maher that she wants to legalize 20 million people, and she's one of the big dogs in the Democrat Party. If Vice President Kamala Harris get elected, Nancy Pelosi gonna make sure that get done. But this is amnesty right there. Okay. Tackle the opioid and fentanyl crisis. Okay, this is what she's saying here. They committed to ending the opioid epidemic and taking the scourge of fentanyl. She's seen the devastating impacts of fentanyl upon families up close. It says she met and mourned with those who have lost loved ones to fentanyl overdoses. It said Attorney General, she prosecuted drug traffickers, seized over 10,000 kilos of cocaine, 12,000 pounds of meth. And say in the White House, she helped direct more than $150 billion to disrupt the flow of illicit drugs and discovered billions of dollars in investments to states. It say to fund life-saving programs under the Biden-Harris administration. FDA made the overdose reversal drug naloxone. They say available over the counter. They say this past year, the number of overdose deaths in the U.S. declined for the first time in 5 years. As president, she will sign a bipartisan border bill that will fund detection technology to intercept even more illicit drugs, and she'll keep fighting to end the opioid epidemic. But notice all this that we got right here, but when it was black people, when we was on crack, we was getting mass incarcerated. But all these other people, we're going to do this for them. Just want y'all to pay attention to that. Ensure no one is above the law. Ladies and gentlemen, ensure no one is above the law. It says, so she'll fight to ensure that no former president has immunity for crimes committed while in the White House. She will also support common sense Supreme Court reforms like requiring justice to comply with ethics rules and say that other federal judges are bound by and imposing term limits to address the crisis of confidence facing the Supreme Court. Okay, good luck with that. She said Trump is a convicted criminal who only cares about himself. It said he's proven that time and time again, from caving to gun lobby and doing nothing about to address gun violence. You're not doing anything about it either. It said killing the bipartisan border security deal. That doesn't make y'all look good when y'all keep saying Trump destroyed a bill. It doesn't make you look good at all. It lets people know that you don't have no influence over the government, and he's stronger than you, so maybe he should be president. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. Stop saying that. That's not a good look. It said if elected president, Trump will implement his project. Here we go lying again. Project 2025 agenda, consolidate power, bring the Department of Justice and FBI under direct control so he can give them unchecked legal power to go after his opponents. Well, I mean, y'all was kind of doing that in your administration. It said, and rule as a dictator on day one. Not only will Trump fail to tackle violence in our communities and fix our broken immigration system, he will make it less safe. He says we should get over gun violence, and he's pushing more guns over the streets. When did he say that? It say, and want to arm teachers in classrooms. He advances cruel immigration agenda, which includes separating children from their parents, and he is refusing to commit to accept the results of the 2024 election if he loses a second time. Yeah, y'all. Okay, we almost done. Not long. Keep Americans safe, secure, and prosperous. It says she'll never waver on the defense of American security and ideals. It says Vice President, she confronted. Okay, all right. So let's get to this. He said she's ready to be commander-in-chief on day one. She's going to help restore American leadership on the world stage, strengthen our national security through her travels to 21 countries and meetings with more than 150 world leaders, defending American values, democracy, advanced interests. Harris has been tireless and effective diplomat on the world stage. She's met with China's Xi Jinping, making clear she will always stand up for American interests in the face of China's threats. Traveled to Indo-Pacific 4 times to advance, our economic security partnerships. She visited Korea. Demilitarized zone to affirm unwavering commitment to South Korea. In the face of North Korean threats. 5 days before Russia attacked Ukraine, she met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade and help mobilize a global response to more than 50 countries to help Ukraine defend itself against Putin's brutal aggression. And she's worked with our allies to ensure NATO is stronger than ever. They say she's going to take action to protect U.S. forces, the interests of Iran, and they working to end the war in Gaza. They say such that Israel secured, hostages are released. They going into that. She's not really saying nothing here. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it. Invest in America's sources of strength. Say we'll make sure that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century. See, the problem with America is China's the global Walmart. And who can compete against the global Walmart? The only reason why a lot of American businesses aren't closed right now is because y'all keep a lot of Chinese companies and goods out. Like, for instance, they have a problem with Temu because you can get things on Temu for cheaper prices than you can get in some of these stores. I know, I've done it. That's why they want now all of a sudden want to get rid of Temu because they can't really compete. Said she would invest in the competitive advantages that make America the strongest nation on earth. American workers, innovation, industry will work to ensure America remains a leader in the industries of the future, from semiconductors to clean energy to artificial intelligence. She stood up to China's unfair economic practices. How did you do that? To protect American workers, businesses, and families. And she has advanced our economic cooperation around the world, from rallying international leaders at an AI summit in the UK to convening business leaders in East Asia, to spurring private investment across Africa. You're just talking. You're not saying what you're going to do. Support service members, veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Now, I thought this is funny. Y'all would end veteran homelessness. You could do that now by putting veterans in some of them nice hotels that you're putting the migrants in. I just thought this was interesting seeing that right there. That's the first thing I eyed on, right, was that. Investing in mental health and prevention, unalive prevention efforts, and eliminating barriers to employment, expanding economic opportunity for military and veteran families. It's a Harris-Walz administration will continue to ensure that service members, veterans, and their families receive the benefits they earned. Now, Trump's agenda, let's see what that is. Someone as dangerous as Donald Trump should never be allowed to serve as commander-in-chief in office. He cozied up to dictators and turned his back on allies. He undercut America's competitive edge, boasting that not a single American factory would close underneath his watch, and then doing nothing as factories shuttered. He said he would let Russia do whatever the hell they want. And to our NATO allies, and he calls soldiers who gave their life in defense of American democracy suckers and losers. Top American military generals and national security officials, including those who work for Trump, have warned that he is dangerous and unfit to lead. Now he is surrounded by ultra loyalists who enable his worst impulses. Ladies and gentlemen, we waited all that time for that. I just feel that was you never had the situation where somebody put something out just because. You don't say how you're going to do anything. But one thing I did get from the situation, and one thing that stuck with me for sure, you're going to do an anti-LGBT hate crime bill. That's for sure. You're going to do amnesty. I got that. You're going to definitely, we're going to get them taxes more. You're going to raise the taxes, and then the American public going to suffer it, because when you raise those taxes on those businesses, they're going to pass that increase of tax to the consumer. So the price is going to be raised again, which could hurt inflation. Right. So I got that. Oh boy. You say you're going to end homelessness for the veterans. You could do that now. Listen, all the things that she says she's going to do as president, she can do it now. She's in the White House with Biden. She can implement this now. Why are you talking like you're not in the White House? Y'all got to, every time she talk, always think about that. She's in the White House. She's called Vice President Kamala Harris. Not senator, not representative, not attorney general, vice president. She's already there now. Man, come on, man. Come on. But she already told y'all what's about to happen. So didn't I tell y'all that they was going to go there? They're going to go there with amnesty. She's going to codify and make sure that, LGBT has an anti-LGBT hate crime bill that's going to protect them. They only mentioned black one time. They only mentioned black one time It say black-owned businesses. She didn't mention black people. She didn't mention our issues. She didn't mention nothing. She didn't mention nothing about the normal things they normally talk about. She didn't mention she didn't mention prison reform. She didn't mention mass incarceration. She didn't mention anything about even affirmative action, right, with the Supreme Court. Why she didn't attack that? Notice she didn't mention that either. It's a whole lot of stuff she's not mentioning. She didn't mention anything about police brutality. She's not mentioning about anything about the black people's home ownership rates and how bad it is and what she gonna do to fix that. She did not mention black people at all. And I'm glad. See, this why they didn't want to put this out. And they put this out today. The debate's tomorrow. Her administration, just like I told y'all, I've been telling y'all right here on this microphone that I'm telling you, if you put her in office, now since she put this out, I'm really believing that. You put her in office, we done. We are done. She don't think about black people. That was her policies on her website. We took this whole stream to look at. She has promised to do amnesty in so many words. She's promised to do an anti-LGBT hate crime bill. She's promised that. She's not saying how she's going to do a whole lot of things. Over and over and over, you're putting out lies about Trump. And look, Trump said a lot of things that you can get him on that came out of his mouth. You ain't gotta lie on him. I mean, come on. But no. I'm sorry. I can't vote for the demise of my people, of my community. I can't do that. We can't get a hate crime bill. We can't get one, but everybody else can. Everybody else can. Yeah. Buckhorse, we all been telling y'all. We've been telling y'all. And see, you're not going to get this on MSNBC. You're not going to get this on CNN. You're not going to get this on Fox, Newsmax. We take our time to go through this stuff. They'll just give you a blurb of it, but they're not going to really point and look at that language in there and what they're really saying, and then go pay attention to what Nancy Pelosi said. So it makes sense that about the amnesty thing, because she wants 20 million people to be given a legal status. She's mentioning it in so many words. So just like I said, you put her in office, you're going to have everyone get a amnesty. They're going to be legal and lawful at that point. And it's all good now. Then they're going to get amnesty, and then a hate crime bill will be passed for the LGBT. That's two things for sure. That she's going to do. That's something that she has put on her website. She's going to do that. And then what happened to black Americans? What happened to you? You're not even mentioned. You only mentioned one time. Black-owned business. Nothing about your concerns. Even when she talked about the maternal mortality rate, they said women. When everyone in this country know black women lead in that department, no other woman do but black women. She couldn't even put down black women. Okay? You talking about reproductive justice and health. You're not even mentioning what black women's concerns are. I want y'all to pay attention to that, black women who support Vice President Kamala Harris. She's not even thinking about y'all. And some of y'all have crashed out so hard for her. Y'all have attacked. Y'all have said that you hate black women if you don't support her. Go back and read that website yourself. Don't just take my word for it. I showed you. Like, nah, bro. Nah, man. I'm good. I am good on Vice President Harris. It's nothing in there that impressed me. I don't feel included. I don't feel my community's included. I don't feel included. So why would I vote for somebody I don't feel included? But we have made a 60-year mistake, and we got a status correct. We can cry about it. We say, oh man, we voted 60 years. Look, it's time to turn that around now. You got the information. Now you know. So now you know in November, or I would say early voting. Some people got early voting starting this month. In my state, it'll be next month. Be there the first day of early voting and get it over with. Get it over with. That way you ain't thinking about it. You say, yep, I already got the information. I already know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to vote for. Now, tomorrow, what we're going to cover is we're going to go through the Matthew Shepard, James Byrd Hate Crime Act, because the Democrat shields try to, when you say about the, COVID-19 Hate Crime Act, and you say, hey, well, the Asians got a hate crime bill, and they say, well, the James Byrd, Matthew Shepard bill, that's a hate crime bill for black people. Well, we want to go through the text of that tomorrow. It won't take as long as it did today with this. And we'll look back at the COVID-19 bill, and then we got some questions. That way, some things that you could tell the shields and know when you're being lied to once again. You're being lied to. Notice when they talk about protecting people, they specifically talk about it. They said the Asian community with Biden, and she's saying the LGBT. They specifically talk about everybody else. When it comes to us, you an afterthought. You don't matter, brother. You don't matter, sister. You don't matter. And the Democrats have moved on from the black community. They've moved on. I know that may hurt your feelings, but they have moved on. They moved on to other groups. They moved on, with the migrants and everybody else, and so you've been a diehard Democrat, it's been a good ride for you. It's been a good run. If you stay at that party now, you're going to just be the lackey. You're going to be just serving them. You're not priority no more. You used to be a priority. They used to prioritize you. They don't have no need for you no more, the Democrats. And they're proving it every day. They're not even, think about it. They're not even mentioning you. Even Biden did more mentioning of black people in the last election. I can say that much. He didn't do nothing, but he at least played the game. They're not even playing the game no more. They're not even mentioning you. They're not, listen, she not even saying the word black. Black is a dirty word. Ooh, don't say that word black. That's a dirty word. Y'all pay attention to all that. Y'all pay attention. Yeah, minorities, but you know the statement about minorities. Minority don't mean black. White women are minorities. White LGBT is a minority. A white disabled person is a minority. And that's in the white category. We haven't even got to the other ones. So white minority don't mean black. When they say women owned, that's every woman. That's not just black women. So understand, the Democrats have no use for black people. And that's okay. That's beautiful. That's okay. That's okay. Because we needed that as a community, swift kick in the butt. So now I hope you wake up and you say, okay, now I know what to do. I see what she owns. I see what she's about to do. So I'm going to get my behind to that voter booth the first day of early voting and make sure that they don't try to demise my community. That's all. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Well, shutter speed gaming, if that's what you're going to do, and if you choosing to vote for Trump, I don't care who you vote for, as long as we vote against blue right now, because they are seeking to, people say replace. The term is not replace. They are trying to annihilate our community at this point. Not replace. Not replace. Because they want us out here with no protection, but everybody else can be protected. Everybody can be protected, but not us. Why? So when they harm us, nothing happens to nobody. You understand? If we had an anti-black hate crime bill, then people couldn't be harming us like they do, and they'd be going to prison. But you got to keep black people not protected. But we got to stop voting for our own demise too, because we're participating in our own destruction. And that's why that's what the message I'm trying to get to you. Stop participating in your own destruction as a collective of people. But now you know. And hope you just take that information and share with your friends and family. But thank y'all for joining us tonight on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click the subscribe button. That's very, very important, clicking the subscribe button. Make sure you tell your friends and family. And also, once again, download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you do that, hit create account. And you can choose monthly, quarterly, or yearly. We need all hands on deck to join us on the app to help support the platform. That's one of the best things you can do is that on our app. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Like I said, we'll be ending the stream maybe around 10 to 15 till before the debate. So y'all see the debate. We're not gonna mess it up.